Evening, Edgar.
Здорово, полк. Да, нормально все.
Please speak, but I have something important to tell you.
This strain of flu, it's very different from the one I saw in Europe. It's downright peculiar.
Really? What makes you say that?
I've just looked at the blood of one of our recently deceased.
I see.
Да, он тебе тоже привет передает.
This disease spreads and looks like the Spanish flu, but its effects
Лежит под
differ
столом,
greatly.
посапывает.
The London strain is different from the continental one.
Привет,
This is
привет.
very interesting. Did you find something else?
Yes. Unlike the flu, the infected begin to show an increase in outwardly aggressive behavior. More than simple agitation. Once docile people become violent.
You mean like rabies? Is there a chance we could create a vaccine, Jonathan, like Pasteur? By the stove, that would be smashing.
There's a lot we're not seeing here. But it is spreading, and quickly. If we don't act, the whole city could be lost.
But Jonathan, we've a fantastic opportunity sitting right here in front of us. A weapon of choice.
What on earth do you mean?
Why, you, my dear boy. With your expertise and your blood, we could isolate the properties that course through your veins. Think about the possibilities.
I admit it did occur to me. Blood seems to be the common factor in all of this.
Вот почему вампиров нет в 21 веке.
We're in uncharted territory here.
Потому что в 20-м изобрели вакцину от вампиризма и всех вылечили.
Imagine the possibilities.
We'll discuss this more later. Thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Jonathan. But as I said, I needed to talk to you.
Прививка в плечо, вот у кого есть точка на левом плече, укол. Это не от кори, это прививка от вампиризма. Стопудово.
Your mother published the obituary this morning.
I see.
I'm sorry, Jonathan. Please accept my condolences.
Глава 3. Глаз был в гробнице. Какой шоколадный глаз был в гробнице. Ну ладно. Так, залутать тут ничего. Добраться до Стоунбриджского кладбища. Это, блин, это в попе мира. Сейчас придется, короче, потеть опять, чтобы туда добраться. Либо сожрут, либо расстреляют тут. Вариант небольшой.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed, the new surgeon at the Pembroke Hospital.
Типичная солевая такая.
Your name has no meaning to me, mortal. You're nothing but dust blown by the winds of eternity.
Она вампирша?
What are you begging for, mortal? My clemency? Well, tonight maybe I'm inclined to mercy. You'll never forget the night you met Thelma Howcroft.
You keep calling me mortal. Why is that? And if I'm mortal, what are you?
Well, Dr. Reed, if you must know, I'm a vampire.
And why do you believe you're a vampire?
I don't need to believe anything. It is what I am. It is what I...
Please, describe to me how...
I can hear my body crumble from the inside as my flesh cracks and fades. I sense the last pulse of postulant blood within my drying veins. I need new blood.
Что-то больше она похожа на сумасшедшую.
Have you ever heard of Cotard syndrome, Miss Howcroft?
Never.
It's a mental illness discovered by a French neurologist named Jules Cotard. The affected patients are delusional. They believe that they are putrefying, that they are dead, a ghost or a ghoul.
Delusional, you say? Oh, sad and petty.
Короче, понятно, что она шизана.
I'm assuming you must be a patient here. Am I right, Miss Howcroft?
It's only a cover. To hide from my enemies. I can leave whenever I want. As a woman, a spirit,
Who are these enemies you meant?
I cannot say for sure.
The staff here are not your enemy.
I'm not speaking of the doctors in white.
I see. Don't worry. These...
Thank you, mortal, but do not interfere with them.
Ну, расследование, блин. Еще одно расследование я себе заработал.
Who are you really, Miss Howcroft?
Is that not enough for you, puny mortal?
I'm curious to know who you were before...
No, it was such a long time ago, I don't remember.
I'll leave you, Mistress of the Dark, to your nocturnal activities.
Так, она ничем не болеет, кроме шизы. Опыт вчера весь вкачали. Ну, не знаю, в принципе, можно...
Mary, I can't forgive myself. I'll find the truth about what happened to us. I swear.
Вот этот Дэбича я, наверное, лечить не буду, хрен с ним. Ну иди здорово. Так, а я туда не могу запрыгнуть? Туда же по-любому можно попасть. Парень какая-то. Так, у нас здесь вообще все чики-пуки. Кроме какого-то челика. А, сейчас с Нигером надо еще поговорить. Эй, Нига.
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
О, блин. Хотя ладно.
Goodbye, Milton.
Милтон лох. А, да, что-то странное, я типа по нему все сделал. Порт Северные доки. Угу. Так, вот нам надо сюда. Посетить похороны Мэри. Пойдем на похороны. Опа. Но они низкоуровневые. Сейчас мы их залутаем. Или может без драки обойдемся? Не с дракой. Ребята, отдыхайте. «25 октября. Разведка от командный пункт стражей Привина. Кому патрулям в инциденте. Тема действия вампира. Больница. Изучить, расследовать». 3 дня назад до одного из наших рекрутов дошел слух о том, что некая женщина-вампир прячется в Пембургской больнице. Нам известно лишь ее имя — Тельма. Ваша задача — незаметно пробраться в больницу и наблюдать за действиями вышеуказанного кровососа, а затем сообщить о них нам. После этого мы решим, что следует предпринять. Интересно. Шизанутый, что ли, опять идти? Что тут? Всё? Я думал, тут выход на улицу будет. Ну, как бы, ладно. Сюда тоже нет. Не хочет залезать, ладно. Маракеш, Маракеш.
It's locked, all right. It's locked.
Там трупешники. Ладно, потом залутаем. Сходим по основному сюжету сначала. Состояние района критическое. А, блин, патрули там. Блин, их тут много. Что тут вообще тут? А, тут проход есть какой-то. Что-то там интересное есть. Ну там калитка заперта, ладно. Кстати, можно бы туда сходить. Блин. Ну ладно. Если что, можно обратно запрыгнуть.
I cannot enter.
Блин, серьезно? Я шел сюда, чтобы узнать, что тут дверь заперта. Опа, ё-моё. Ребята, как вас можно тут обойти-то где-нибудь? Снизу причал есть, но прохода нету. Придется сражаться. Да, дружище. Ой, он еще 15 уровня. Их там много, наверное.
Please, sir, can't let you through. Oi, you listening? Did you hear me?
Блин.
Sorry, sir, no admittance.
Ага, иди сюда. Или проскочить попробовать.
My dear sister, I don't know if I have the strength. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable. I can't believe I'm doing this.
О, можно в тупичок залететь как раз. Новое убежище.
It's locked, all right.
Часть хорошей рукоятки. Три части хорошей рукоятки нужен. Так, сюда не пойду. О, блин, я заметил его, или он из-под земли выскочил. Ну, куда ты идешь? Давай, тварь. Приуныл. Как будто алкаш набухался и, короче, его рвет теперь на карачках. Так. 2 14 уровня. О, блин. Ой, ты, ё-моё, замес. Вот тварь, а. Нормально я их разнес. А вот если бы оружие не проапгрейдил, блин, я бы с ними сейчас мудохался полчаса, наверное. Так, кого-то спасти где-то можно. Это здесь орёт. Ай. Подставился немного.
Are you all right, miss?
I don't know. Who were those people? They wanted to kill me. Why?
They've lost their minds in the epidemic. They won't come back for now.
You seem to know a lot about them, sir.
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating this disease.
I am Xiaoxun. Thank you so much for helping me, Mr. Reed. I must go to the cemetery now. Goodbye.
Сяошунь какая-то.
It's locked.
А, подозрительная, кстати, бабка.
Is Father Whitaker's disciple among the bodies, I wonder?
Бабка доверия не
This
внушает.
man's far too old to be Samuel. No. By the look of his clothes, this man's a docker. Samuel isn't here. I had better follow the blood trail.
Нормально тут его. Пойти по следам крови. Ну тут как бы следы.
It's locked, all right.
Следы никуда не ведут. О, блин. И что там у них за тусовка? А, это мыши, ладно.
As I feared, Samuel no longer preaches the good word.
Самуэля завалили его. Ух ты. Ух ты. Ой, сраный. Что, поэтому плохо урон проходит, кстати. Давай, давай. Блин. Косорукий. Личный дневник 12 октября. Отец Уитакер такой праведный, в нем столько сострадания, любви к тем, кто страдает. Его слово, вот что нужно городу. Сегодня вечером я отдал ему все, что у меня есть, мою силу, мою веру, мое богатство. А если этого недостаточно, я знаю, где взять еще. 17 октября. Мы с отцом Уитакером пошли в заброшенный дом рядом с церковью Святой Марии. Это было ужасно зловонное место. Последним обитателям дома приходилось бороться с крысами за право жить в полуразрушенных комнатах. Большинство этих людей больны, ужасные запахи. На последнем этаже отец Уитакер нашел старика, который лежал на грязном матрасе и кашлял кровью в деревянную миску. Отец Уитакер опустился на колени перед ним и долго молился. Кажется, после этого человеку стало лучше. Затем мы помогли ему найти свет. Тогда я плакал и плачу сейчас, когда пишу эти строки, ведь я никогда не видел, чтобы человек так долго радовался своему спасению. Отец Уитакер святой, если это не самоуверенность и не проявление греховной гордости, тогда бы мне не хотелось спасти столько же душ, сколько и он, ведь это настоящая честь быть свидетелем подобных чудес. 19 октября. Сегодня вечером мы пошли в бордель, который находится у канала. Святая душа, сразу видно. Я должен признать, что очень боялся встречи с распутными женщинами, но оказалось, что эти здания давно заброшены. Где шлюхи, там и зараза, объяснил мне отец Уитакер. Но клиенты быстро пугаются, если до них доходят слухи о болезнях. В последнем борделе мы нашли 2 больных женщин, которые спали вместе в греховной позе под грязными одеялами. Запах снова был ужасный. Эти запахи дьявола и болезни, объяснил отец Уитакер. А затем встал на колени и стал молиться за эти 2 заблудшие души. Конечно, если не подмываться, то ничем лучше, чем тухлый рыбешка там оттуда пахнуть не будет. Женщины были такими больными и слабыми, что не смогли пошевелиться, когда я облил одеяло бензином. Теперь их души очистились. Фига, заживо сожгли. 21 октября. Отец Уитакер святой, я никому не позволю смеяться над ним. Он получит больше помощи и поддержки, но он, как и все пророки, одинок. Его последователи должны делать больше, ему нужна любовь и доказательство любви. Завтра я отправлюсь на кладбище и добуду для него новые богатства. Мертвые не нуждаются в земных богатствах, а нам с отцом Уитакером нужно чем-то питаться. Короче, решил залутать. Голдишка. 27 октября. Сегодня вечером впервые пришел мой черед вести нас. Я решил вернуться туда, где мы были 10 дней назад, и проверить, есть ли там души, которые нужно освободить. Отец Уитакер одобрил мой выбор. Праведник всегда в трудах, а сатана никогда не спит, объяснил он. Он также сказал, что если я буду и дальше проявлять такое рвение, он станет поручать мне более важные задания. Скорее бы, сегодня вечером еще 3 души были очищены от скверны. Если это не самоуверенность и не проявление греховной гордости, то я бы сказал, что мы на пути к величию. Короче, пацан к успеху шел, но не повезло, не фартануло.
This is despicable.
Так, получается, у меня ХП не восполняется от того, что я крыс ем. Новый коллекционный предмет. Священные символы и орехалк. При встрече с вампиром помните, они боятся святых символов, если только у вас сильна вера. Ну тогда вот на нас крест наставил этот доктор, который нас крышует, мы не могли к нему подойти. Крест, звезда Давида и даже оливковая ветвь. Все это поможет отогнать это демоново отродье, но смертельного урона вы им не нанесете. Если вы в самом деле хотите причинить вампирам ущерб, для этого существует только одно средство. Забудьте про коля и серебряные пули и добудьте самое эффективное оружие – орехалк. Легенды и древние тексты гласят, что орехалк был широко распространен в Атлантиде. Думаете, это совпадение? В Атлантиде обитало много вампиров, а теперь это место известно как остров Санторини. Я лично заплачу 10 000 фунтов тому, кто предоставит мне настоящий орехалк. Кларенс Кроссли. За дополнительной информацией обращайтесь напрямую ко мне. Короче, запомнили? Остров Санторини. Когда поедем в Италию, точно надо его посетить. Вдруг обретем вечную молодость. Хотя ведь нас уже так-то привели. В детстве, наверное, не поможет. О, голдишка. Санторини. А это, ну, кстати, не знаю. Может быть, действительно тут можно найти какой-то предмет? Какое-то оружие уникальное. То есть тут подсказка это типа. Ну, потом подумаю. Было бы прикольно. Могила, кстати, с клеткой, типа с решеткой, чтобы вот мертвец не восстал. Как есть на английских кладбищах такие. До сих пор. На индийских, на английских. Так, что тут интересного? Ничего нет.
Since I can't reveal myself to my mother now, I must find a discreet spot to attend the ceremony.
Найди укромное место, отстоять за упокойную месту по мэрии. Ну, что, отсюда нельзя отстоять?
I am the resurrection and the life. He that believeth in me, though he were dead, yet shall he live. And whosoever
И всякий
liveth and
живущий и
believeth in
верующий в
me
меня
shall
не
never
умрет
die.
вовек.
We commend
После того,
unto
как
thy
всемогущий
hands, O
Господь
mercy,
решил
most
призвать к
merciful
себе нашу
Father.
сестру,
The soul
мы
of our
предаем
sister
ее тело
departed,
земле, чтобы
and
она
we
снова
commit her
стала
body to the
землей,
ground.
из которой была взята.
Earth to
Земля
earth,
к земле,
ashes
пепел
to
к
ashes,
пеплу, прах
dust
к
to
праху.
dust.
Why kill my Mary and stick her here in this cold, god-awful place?
These are the legal requirements for the epidemic, madam.
Oh, Avery, I feel so tired. Please take me home.
Yes, madam.
Как они вообще до кладбища добрались, я вообще не могу понять. Я-то еле добираюсь тут от локации до локации, а их так по-рану должны были сожрать. Но весь Лондон такое ощущение, что осталось 2-3 человека.
What have I done? If I could only change one thing. One thing. This is a nightmare.
Jonathan, there is nothing you can do but accept it.
What brings you here?
I thought you could use the company. I am so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
She was a good person. Vibrant, full of life. She was kindness incarnate, my Mary.
You're a good person, Jonathan. And a young Ekon. A newborn cast into the night without so much as a candle to guide your way.
She had been scouring the most dangerous parts of London in search of me. And it led to her death.
Jonathan, don't.
I still hear her last thoughts. They echo in my head. Her mind shattered, and it haunts me.
Jonathan, stop. Listen carefully. You must come to terms with this. You must learn to live with what happened.
How can I? I've destroyed my family. My poor mother. I can't even console her.
Don't you see? You're doing the work of our enemies, feeding your remorse. We are weakest when we grieve, and the guilt blurs our senses.
And so this is why you're here. To warn me. You felt this pain yourself. You too have endured this.
I don't want to lose you, Jonathan. I've lost so many friends. Loved ones I cherished. Pray for Mary's forgiveness, if you must.
You may be right.
Of course. I've stared upon this world for centuries, and time has taught me to deal with guilt, if not erase it.
What should I do then?
St. Mary's Church is not far from here. Go there and make your peace. Find the solace you need.
My lady wants me to confess.
No, Jonathan. It's you who wants to confess, I think.
I cannot enter. It's locked.
Так, здесь патрульные были в прошлый раз. Вон они. Ой, ё-моё. Ребята, вы здесь откуда? Пипец. Ой, блин, он еще подмогу позвал. Тварь ты, а, кровососущая, упырь ты, а. Лондонский. Так, где крыса?
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Она куда-то слиняла, обычно по две бегают. Ну, как вариант, можно просто мимо пробежать. Блин. Да вы издеваетесь, а? Ярик, нам, как бы это сказать?
And off to church he goes, a newborn seeking divine consent to lick the blood from the soft and pointy crown.
Who are you? Make yourself known.
Newborn, you reek of guilt and pointless compassion. Shed your skin, forget your old weaker self.
What do you want from me?
Это бан, по-моему.
Ascalon does not approve of lone wolves who bring unwanted eyes to our pastures.
So your name is Ascalon.
Ascalon's will is vampire law. Learn them, abide by them, or I shall return as your judge and jury.
Вот это горилла выскочила.
These immortals try my patience with their plans and unsolicited counsel.
Ну-ка посмотреть, что это делает. Ой, ё-моё, они его ушатали. Да, мужик, я мимо пробегала просто. Ай.
Yes? What is it that you want?
I'm sorry to disturb you at such a late hour.
No worries, my son. I'm still quite awake, having just returned from a funeral.
Yes, I know. I've forgotten what I wanted. I don't know.
May I help you, child? You seem somewhat perturbed.
I haven't the strength to cross the threshold. I wish to pray, to cleanse my soul.
The church is shut by order of the bishop. But I'm still the vicar of St. Mary's, if that is any use to you, my son.
Take no offense, Vicar. I seek just a moment in nothing but my own company.
There are no secrets from God, my son. If your heart needs comfort, consider me your chapel. For I can be as silent as stone.
I've words for one departed. They're not for living ears to hear.
Your eyes burn with rage, yet I see the pain that lies beyond. I am here to lighten the burden of all God's creatures. Whatever you tell me is between us and the Lord.
Very well, priest, as you seem quite adamant.
Open your heart, my son. Tell me what burdens you. With whom do you wish to speak?
She was my sister.
You seem so troubled by the loss of this girl. What happened to her?
She has been laid to rest. That's all you need to know.
I see. And how
Блин, ну
are you
тут
feeling, my son?
то ли проблема локализации, то ли перевод, ну как, перевод, в принципе, и есть локализация.
I feel responsible. The pain is consuming me.
I have a final question for you, my son. This is of the utmost importance.
Ask your question, Vicar.
What would you like her to know?
Ну что это за диалоги? Я выбираю одно сказать, он говорит совершенно другое. Простите, простите, кому он скажет в итоге? Вот я сейчас могу выбрать простите, я могу выбрать вот этот вариант. Он скажет простите либо сестре, либо ему. И тут приходится гадать, что в итоге будет. Тут вообще хрен угадаешь, что он скажет дальше. Я вообще человека невиновного замудохал по итогу. Целый район, грубо говоря, из-за того, что здесь что-то не то с этой локализацией. Только что вот я хотел сказать, что типа это моя вина, хотел признаться. Теперь он меня вообще уводит в сторону. Ё-моё.
I'm so sorry, Mary. I promise to find who is responsible for all this. I'll put an end to this horror.
You have been heard, my son, and your burden will lighten if your words are sincere. Go in peace now and live your life in the way she would have wanted.
И я как бы понимаю, что, наверное, трудно признаться, что ты, типа, когда стал вампиром, в состоянии глубочайшего аффекта высосал свою сестру досуха.
Whatever happened on this dock is between my sister and I. It does not concern God.
Ну что за диалоги такие ни о чем вообще? Какая-то несуразица полная получилась.
Good evening, Mr. Whitaker. I have found Samuel, your disciple. I am afraid I have bad news.
I already expected the worst. He should already have come back. He is dead, isn't he?
Yes, he is now. The epidemic took him.
Samuel steadily made donations to our cause. He would have rewarded
А
you
какой
himself
жертвой
if you
эпидемии?
found me
Он
in that awful cemetery.
грабил могилы, или его сожрали, он и вся эпидемия.
Confess why you burned those people alive.
I have done what no one was ready to do. I will smite the flesh of the unclean to protect the righteous.
Тут я даже не могу утверждать, кто он.
You are just another heartless murderer.
К сожалению.
Exploiting the epidemic to kill with impunity.
No. No.
You're not the savior of London. You're...
I take no pleasure in this awful...
Вообще он, конечно, похож на Шизика, но вроде он и нормальные вещи делает. Надо разбираться.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood. Sleeping with the dead and feeding on the...
A laughing queen dressed in...
This epidemic is her feast, the announcement of her return. Against her, science is no more than a child's...
But who is she?
She is the mother of harlots and abomination of the earth. She is Babylon, drunk on the blood of the saints.
Why did you send Samuel to the cemetery, Tobias? What did you see there?
I sent him on a vision. A dream of a dreadful and laughing queen covered with blood. Sleeping with the dead and feeding on the fear of the...
You sent...
Ну чё, до свидания? Какое до свидания? Я не договорил.
Your disciple, Samuel, stole from the dead in Stonebridge Cemetery. I have proof of his crime and proof of his death.
No! Samuel was the best of us. So devoted, so
Да-да, пердун старый, грабил могилу.
He had for the cause. He tirelessly preached the good word.
He defiled the dead with his petty thefts. That's how he financed your misguided crusade.
Think what you will. When this city is saved, he will be praised for his devoted fortitude. He walked bold.
Your precious Samuel used you. He was an immoral crook.
Блин, ну прослушал, ладно. Не суть.
Have you recent news of Nurse Crane and her death?
If you propagate the devil's word.
I have heard enough for tonight.
У этих двоих переутомление. Второй уровень гипноза. Вдова в беде, задание на горожанина. Сяо Шунь. Ну я ее освободил. Там она уже должна сама добраться куда надо. Бенджамину Палмеру можно дать листовку, вербовку завербовать. Где он, кстати?
Good evening, Benjamin. Can I help you?
I'm afraid not, Mr. Reed.
I have found a very interesting letter. Your son planned to prove his worth to the gang by stealing your medicine.
Oh, I see. So the little bugger thought he could use his dad to build a reputation.
The gang's recruiter was dead when I found him. Perhaps you should take better care of your son.
I love my Albert, sir. Believe me.
A gun up.
Ну что ж.
Is no match for the Swanborough cordial.
Так, ладно, пойдем в больницу, в общем.
Swanborough cordial can be the answer to all your problems. As long as you have the money.
Торчать тут больше нет смысла. Ой. Это ты, чувак, заспавнился.
Stupid beast!
Там чувак с крестом уже хотел мне раскастовку дать. Так, мне этих тоже не обойти. Сколько их? Двое. 15-й, 14-й. Ну этот по-любому подмогу позовет. Пес. Да, Абрамчик храпака дает. Блин, там еще здоровый. Оп.
This one's mine!
Мазила.
Remorse and pain are precious when binding you to the earth.
You. I remember you.
Что за олень?
Fear be gone. I would harm no child of my making.
This is your doing. You made me. Made me this creature. What are you?
I am the land. You are our champion.
Riddles and rhymes. You took my life. Now you insult my mind.
Be stilled, my child. I bring understanding.
What is it you seek?
This age is sickly. An ancient poison, an older rage, brewed in a cauldron newly forged.
This has something to do with the epidemic.
Seek truth, my champion. Defeat the serpent of knowing with iron spur.
I've had enough of others making decisions for me. pretending to know how I should feel or behave. So the vampire who made me is some sort of disembodied entity? Or was he just projecting this vision in my mind? Maybe Edgar can help me with this one.
Это тут не было, по-моему, этих следов. Опа. Бабку съели. Вредную бабку съели. А ты чё, рыжая, что ли? Наверное, рыжая сожрала. Ну или та, что говорит, мол, я вампирша. Надо, кстати, с ней поговорить. Вот она.
Good evening, Miss Howcroft. How are you tonight?
Не, не скину.
Warm, rich, vibrant blood.
Сегодня после стрима скину.
Tell me, Thelma, what do you really know about vampires?
I saw one and he saw me. I watched him hunt and kill. I saw his terrible wounds heal as his victim died. And then I knew I was saved.
You mean you actually saw a vampire? Here in London?
Yes. And it has been the answer to my pain. I must drink and kill to regenerate my decaying body. I am a vampire too.
No. You are deluded. You think you crave blood, but you have no physical need for it. You have no idea what that is like.
But what am I feeling? It cannot only be in my head. I know my flesh is rotting. I feel it. It disgusts me.
I'll leave you, Mistress.
Давай, спокойной ночи.
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
What can you tell me about the recent events in the hospital?
That Mr. Hampton killed Miss Jones in her room,
Mr.
then ran
Hampton.
away.
And did you see all this?
No. I was working by the tents when it all happened. I only entered the room when they asked me to clean up the blood.
Where is Miss Jones's body?
I don't know. I'd imagine the morgue. It all happened so quickly.
Did you see Sean Hampton leave the hospital?
I think I saw a silhouette exiting the hospital gates after the shouting started. At first I thought it was someone who was just scared, but well, maybe it was him.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
Здесь что-то тоже дела неважнецкие обстоят.
Jonathan, my sincere...
Your kindness.
Is there anything you require?
I spied my mother at the funeral. Have you ever revealed yourself to a member of your family?
No, Jonathan. And I did...
Are we then condemned to lie?
We are creatures of deception, my friend. But this is more...
But what if I was close to someone?
Fear, loathing, disgust. And then they will plead to be turned. They will see it as salvation. Then there's the risk of gaining the attention of vampire hunters.
Are we condemned to attend the funeral?
Dying is the final act of life, Jonathan. Present company excluded. accepted.
I don't know what to expect. Am I cursed to an eternity of solitude?
With time, we Ekon tend to go into isolation, if we survive long enough.
As a practitioner of the medical sciences, I'm prepared for the death of loved ones. But mourning in the shadows, deprived of...
We are no longer a part of the circle of life and death. We are undead, my friend.
Goodbye, my lady.
Он говорит, goodbye, моя леди. Моя леди разве говорится? Почему не миледи? Моя леди, как будто моя леди. Аж не его.
God protect us. You've got a leech in the hospital.
Yes, my hospital. My mission is to heal while you go
Фига себе, да, мой брат-близнец, что ли?
You've set the table for a snake. I wonder why there's venom in your food.
I'm growing tired of your song. You're a woodsman, McCallum, not a doctor. Return to your hunt.
Remember, I've a good nose for machinations. I can flare the scent at a mile. You can't hide from the god.
Leave him, Jonathan. This is sacred ground. Neutral territory. And I just had the carpet cleaned. By the sacred stole, this is very bad news. Bad news indeed.
Чувак, то, что у меня большие проблемы, это было с самого начала, понятно.
What happened?
The hospital has been attacked. We have injured patients, at least one dead and several missing. This has spiraled out of control. Even the most infirm are asking to be allowed to return home.
We cannot have the people lose faith in this institution. This hospital is their only hope.
Of course, you're right. But we cannot afford a public scandal. It would ruin us. We must restore order, and quickly.
You mentioned a dead patient. Who is he?
She, Jonathan. She was Miss Harriet Jones. I found her room like a slaughterhouse. Blood everywhere. The duty nurse is taking care of the mess.
Very well. I'll help you.
I know this place means something to you. I have noticed how you suppress your appetite when around the staff and patients.
You need to know you can trust me, Edgar.
I do, dear fellow, I do.
Please then, tell me.
Sean Hampton, the man we thought we'd saved at the docks. It seems he was infected after all.
So Hampton became more beast than man.
Exactly. And now Guard of Prewen suspects the hospital of vampire activity. Do you realize what that could mean for us?
Do you really believe they would come for us here? In such a public venue?
McCallum is a fanatic. The Guard will stop at nothing. You don't know what they're capable of, Jonathan.
Very well. Since I brought Mr. Hampton here, I will put an end to this.
Так, надо Шона Хэмптона угомонить.
Sean Hampton lives and breathes for the well-being of his flock. There's no other place he would go but the docks. I cannot enter.
Вот этот район, получается, я еще не ходил. А там типа закрыто пока все. Туда пока не попасть. Если разве что через эту территорию может получиться. Или в обход. Но все равно получается как раз в порт надо идти. Леди Эшбери, надо с ним поговорить, что ли?
Oh, Jonathan. I cannot believe my
Позволите разделить с вами трапезу.
Would you care to partake in this meal with me?
Этот подъебал, так подъебал.
Forgive me if I feel despondent, for there seems to be no end to the suffering and death that surrounds us.
I'm always here for you, Jonathan.
А рыжая тварь тут столовывается регулярно. Угандошил бы ее.
Have you embraced this woman, like the other patient, this Mr. Renfield?
Her name was Amelia. And no, I did not kill her. I vowed a very long time ago that I would never take another life, unless they ask.
Is there sufficient vitality in the blood of the sick and dying patients?
Yes, Jonathan. The hunger gnaws at me every waking hour. Frankly, I'm starving.
Temptation surrounds us. Rich, vital. How can you resist?
Over the years, any pleasure I once gleaned from feeding is long gone. I drink for sustenance. And though I still thirst for more, I restrain myself.
What do you know of Ascalon? I was threatened by a creature, a vampire in Whitechapel, stating I had to obey the law of conduct.
What more can you tell me about him?
He was bigger than a man. Huge, in fact. He seemed to radiate violence. I thought he was going to tear me apart. Then he vanished.
Fergal, the executioner of Ascalon. You were fortunate he was not after you, but rather out doing his master's bidding.
What is Ascalon?
The Ascalon Club are the most powerful vampires in Britain and exert tremendous influence. Take my advice and stay well away.
По сути, тогда получается, даже я могу не стараться спасти город от вампиров. Аскалон, по идее, об этом позаботится.
I have experienced a certain difficulty when faced with holy symbols or trying to enter religious buildings. Have you?
Now that's quite a question. I don't know why, but yes, it has happened to me.
Is this a sign? The hand of God in action? Are we repellent unto heaven?
I don't have the answers, Jonathan. But I believe superstition and magic is just fact awaiting the lens of science.
Aren't you frightened?
Very little scares me, my dear. To be compelled to avoid symbols of faith does not concern me.
Thank you, my lady. I hope to see you again soon.
I thought last summer's epidemic was difficult.
Итак, дилемма. Ложиться отдохнуть или я смогу так дойти? Или сожрать кого-нибудь?
Good evening, Doc.
Good evening, Doc.
I'd like...
Wise chop.
У этого добича ничего нет нормального. Ладно, попробую так дойти.
It seems the Priwen are redoubling their patrols in the district. I must be more careful.
Fear no evil. We do the Lord's work here.
Ну давай, Папа Римский, отойди в сторону.
Hey, Doc.
You're lucky to...
This place...
Consider yourself lucky.
Don't play the innocent with me.
I'll leave you for now.
Fear no evil. We do the
потом посмотрю, что там. Уровень. Урод. Блин, он меня сейчас ушатает. Нормально, я так хотел на нем отхилиться. Он меня чуть не ушатал. Паскудника. Ух ты, ё-моё. Ой.
I'd step back, sir.
Такое место похоже на засаду. Привет, Фрэнк, как ты, старый друг? Я так рад поедаться с тобой на прошлой неделе. В следующий раз угощаю я. Надеюсь, в твоей части города все в порядке. А здесь, в твоем родном квартале, ситуация ухудшается. Клей с каждым днем становится все агрессивнее. Он думает только о новых захватах, даже при том, что кое-кто из новых игроков претендует на нашу территорию. Вы, что мокрые ботинки, здорово влипли. Я тут подумал над твоими словами, что ты не жалеешь об уходе из банды. И единственное, о чем жалеешь, так только о том, что больше никогда не появишься в Истенде. Ведь там тебя ждет хорошая озвучка или еще что похуже. Ну, если решишь все-таки заглянуть сюда, я гарантирую тебе защиту. Может, снова поговорим о новых возможностях, о работе. Ты же знаешь, что я всегда ловко обращался с числами. И если твоей компании нужен бухгалтер, давай обсудим. Ладно, передавай жене привет от меня, мокрые ботинки навсегда, старина. Бут Дигби. Так, а туда я могу? Да. Северные доки у нас с той стороне. Ну ладно, тут в общем везде эти ходят. Охотники.
It's locked.
Так, это что тут, убежище типа? Я тут не могу вампирские способности применять. Собрать информацию о местонахождении Шона Хэмптона. Там с Дигби давай сначала побазарим. С Биг Диком.
Good evening, sir.
Who the fuck are you? Don't you see I'm busy here?
Dr. Jonathan Reed, that's who I am. And who are you?
Ah, some fancy gentleman we've got here. Clear off. We don't want strangers on our streets.
So you won't tell me your name then?
Ни одного актера британского, напоминаю сильно.
Maybe I'll ask my boys to break one or two of your bones, just so you remember it.
Are you some kind of vigilante patrolling these streets at night?
Something like that, but the police aren't in charge here. We are, see?
So you're a concerned criminal, is that it?
Using funny jokes about me and my boys, are you? Fuck. You must have some balls.
I saw many men like you during the war, Mr. Digby. Greedy little cockroaches who feed on despair.
I could kill you for saying that. But, nah. You've been a soldier. I can respect that.
So, tell me about your gang, then.
What? Have you got a death wish? You really want me to answer that?
Well, yes. You seem so proud of your status. Why not tell me who you're working for?
Oi! I'm the boss, all right? The wet boot boys work for me. All of them. Situation round here is better than other districts because of us. Because of me.
Huh.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
Things ain't that bad, thanks to us. We give people what they need, and we control this borough.
Well, you're not doing a very good job. People are still dying here like everywhere else.
Yeah, well, we can't be everywhere all the time. And Edwina says if we can find more guns, we could be more efficient.
More efficient? Really? You should probably tell Edwina that guns are useless against diseases and infections.
Incredible. You know what? You're lucky she can't hear you right now. She's more smart than patient. My sweet queen of the docks.
I know you're looking for an honest job, Booth. You're tired of this criminal life, aren't you?
It's just an idea. Edwina loves to run things so much. You can never really leave the gang. Wet boys for life, you know.
Эдвина, значит, у них главарь, а не он.
Do you know where I can find Sean Hampton? I need to talk to him.
The sad saint. Why on earth do you want to talk to him?
He was one of my patients at the Pembroke Hospital.
Oh, yeah. I heard the poor bastard had been abducted by some cunt. You better ask Tom Watts. He knows Sean Hampton well.
Goodbye, Mr. Digby. Good evening, miss. I am Dr. Reed.
Who are you?
As I just told you, I'm a doctor. From...
The Pembroke Hospital, you say? I ain't paying...
I'm not here to collect...
Miss Edwina Cox. So what do you want then?
О, это Кокс, жена Коксика.
What can you tell me about your work?
I'm a businesswoman. I buy and sell things, and I send my wet boot boys after anyone who don't play nice with me.
Gang member and shopkeeper. Can't be easy running double shifts.
If you're interested, I may find use of a doctor who can freely walk across the city, you know.
You're quite blunt, aren't you?
I like people who know what they want and say what they think. This is a time of great opportunity for those ready to embrace their destiny.
I'm not interested in a career in the criminal underworld, Miss Cox.
Fair enough. Stay away from us then, if you don't want to get hurt or worse.
Since my return from the war, I don't feel that concerned by threats, knives, or even bullets, if you must know.
That's exactly what that stupid trade unionist claimed after he attacked one of us. Booth and I reminded him a bullet beats words every time.
What can you tell me about this part of town?
You can't trust anyone around here. As soon as you lower your guard, you can be sure some arsehole will take advantage of you.
Really? Don't you think that's a little bit excessive?
Bastards, all of them. This region only responds to violence and threats.
You sound like you're thinking of somebody in particular.
Take the gravediggers of Southwark. They must pay me every week, but it looks like they forgot who gave them permission to steal from the dead.
Looting corpses in a mass grave. That is a new low.
Whatever. Hey, since you're a doctor and all, maybe you can access that forbidden area and remind those bastards what they owe.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
The sad saint? I heard he was mugged or something.
Yes, he was. But he left hospital recently.
You don't say. Well, I suppose it's good news for the homeless and the useless. Ask them, they must know something.
Can I see what you have to sell?
As long as you have money, I'll show you all I have.
Я не вижу себя за то, что отворачиваюсь, когда они смеются над моим цветом кожи. Я ненавижу себя за то, что плачу, как девчонка, когда меня оскорбляют. Я ненавижу себя за то, что ругаюсь, как мальчик, когда они уходят. Я ненавижу себя за то, что... Ненавижу родителей. Я ненавижу себя за то, что улыбаюсь, когда клиенты называют меня печальной бриной. Я ненавижу себя за то, что мне не хватает смелости рассказать Тому о своих чувствах.
Mark my words. These murders are the work of a vampire.
A vampire? Whatever do you mean?
I'm a tracker of these creatures. A vampire hunter.
You'd best be off to your hunting then. For if the sewer dog is back, and hunting all these poor folk, he needs a catching.
A sewer dog? What's it look like?
It's an old story. A monster with daggers for teeth and icy claws. He comes of a sudden, nighttime, claiming innocence, then vanishes.
Teeth, claws, murders by night? Your sewer dog is my business. He's the kind of prey I hunt, milady.
Короче, балабол,
Not
судя
a
по
drop of blood left
какой-то.
in his body. This is the work of a vampire.
Good evening, sir. Have you witnessed any suspicious activity or strange events recently?
And what do you define as a strange event? More to the point, who are you?
My name is Ichabod Throgmorton, vampire hunter extraordinaire and warden of the East End.
A vampire hunter? Really?
I know what you're thinking. I'm just another lunatic howling at the moon, but I'm not. The bloodsuckers exist, and they're close.
Mr. Throgmorton, I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
A man of science? Well, I'll be glad to enlighten you.
What can you tell me about this neighborhood?
Did you hear about what happened to Jack Gillingham? Oh boy. It's a shame I wasn't around to protect him.
It's impossible to protect everyone. The violence seems endemic in this part of town.
But it's my duty. I am convinced Jack Gillingham was killed by a vampire. These evil rodents are spreading like a plague.
So, how exactly are you protecting these people? I'm curious.
I patrol late at night, investigating anything unusual. I try and encourage people to stay indoors, but people are careless.
Can I help in any way?
Actually, yes. I plan to put up posters to alert the population to the vampire threat.
Are you asking me to paste posters about vampires around the docks?
If you wouldn't mind. If you did that, then I can focus on my patrols.
How do you identify a vampire?
It's simple, really. They can't stand daylight. They're afraid of garlic and holy symbols. They also cannot enter a house without being invited.
Have you ever killed one of these creatures? Yourself, I mean.
Of course I have. What kind of question is that? It's a dirty business, believe me.
Have you heard of the Guard of Priwan?
Of course. They're dedicated hunters. A little militant for my taste, but they do let anyone join.
Were you ever tempted to join the Guard yourself?
I did think about it, but I'm more of a silent hunter. They're more of a sanitary militia.
So you hunt alone? That sounds risky.
Vampires are just like every other predator. They hunt when they're hungry and follow certain patterns. It's just a matter of observation and patience.
I'm looking for Sean Hampton. Can you help me, Mr. Throgmorton?
The sad saint? He should be at his night asylum at this hour. But I cannot tell you how to find it, sorry.
Really? Why is that?
It's nothing personal, Doctor. I'm sure your intentions are good, but people who sleep there, they have plenty of reasons to hide.
I could make you tell me, but I respect your refusal. You really believe Sean is a saint, don't you?
All I will say is this. Gossip has it that when he was a child, he was molested. By a priest of all people. Funny thing is, though, it only strengthened his faith.
Maybe at least you can tell me who could help me find him.
Tell you what, go and chat with Tom Watts. He's a bartender and good judge of character. If he talks to you, then it's fine by me.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throckmorton.
For now, everything seems under control, more or less.
Don't forget to keep an eye out for this guard of something, sweetie. My guess is they're recruiting for some vengeance.
In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our...
I hope the rumors about Clay are true. Otherwise...
Я знаю, где звездюхот, он здесь сидит. Ну ладно, будем двигаться по сюжету, как сюжет то требует.
Hello, boy.
Hello. Good evening.
Did I scare you? You have nothing to fear from me.
No, it's just that people prefer to avoid me.
Well, I won't. I'm a doctor.
My name is Rufus, sir. Rufus Kingsbury.
What can you tell me about...
It's all about staying out of trouble.
Why do people...
They call me Rufus the Curse.
Have you ever thought about leaving?
Where else would I go? At least I know these streets.
What do you do around?
I listen to the news on the docks, sir.
Do you have a job?
It's hard to work, what with my head and all.
What do people say about...
Things have been tense between the wet boot boys and the communists. They...
Are you alone? Where is your family?
I don't have any.
So you have no home?
No. I mean, yes. I live on the streets.
This city has abandoned so many.
I've known worse. I'm not all alone. I have Mrs. Fishburne.
Why do you think she's so considerate?
I can't say, sir. I guess she's a good soul. Sometimes it's like she replaces the mother I lost.
Do you know a man who lives in this part of town? A man named Sean Hampton?
Sorry, sir. I don't know a lot of folks around here.
Well, I don't think you should talk to him. He may...
Thanks for the tip. You might want to check the turquoise turtle.
So long.
Some call this the bad part.
Да, не маленький уникс в райончик. Нифига, ты как так? А, они из сопротивления, типа. Двадцать второй уровень меня ушатает.
Good evening, sir.
Whatever.
Don't you recognize me? We met a few nights ago.
Don't take it personally. I spent a lot of energy forgetting what I did the night before.
Yes, you had definitely...
I'm Dyson Delaney. I'll try to remember you. This time.
What do you do for a living, Mr. Dillon?
I drink.
Why do you drink?
Maybe it's because I prefer dying slowly. Death can be so abrupt. Personally, I like to see mine coming at my own pace.
You sound very sad, sir.
That's because I am.
Don't you work?
I'd love to, but I don't have the time. Didn't I tell you? Drink in the morning and at noon. I drink at night.
Is there anything in particular?
How dare you say such a thing? I love this neighborhood.
No reason at all to rejoice, then?
Let me tell you a story.
All right.
A few years ago, when I believed a resolute man...
What kind of tragedy?
It was a bomb.
You lost people you...
I've lost everything. But you know what the worst part is?
I'm sorry, Miss...
It's okay. If you ever find the place, just...
Is there anything in particular that you like about this?
How dare you say such a thing?
No reason at all to rejoice.
Let me tell you
Is there anything...
That's it.
Surely you must have had dreams.
Sure. I wanted things
Sounds like you were...
No, sir. I was an anarchist and I believe...
Do you really think the world is that bad?
No. I believe we all can choose to make it better. But most of us are too weak, too corrupt and too guilty.
I want to know more about your past as an anarchist.
I'm still an anarchist, Doctor. Make no mistake. I just reject violence as a tool to change the world, unlike my comrades.
Do you still see your comrades, then? Even if you don't agree with their methods anymore, I mean.
No. I hope they'll come to share my point of view one day.
Do you believe in a bloodless revolution, then?
I do not believe in much anymore, Doctor. But I'll admit I like your idea of peaceful change. I like it a lot.
I'm looking for Mr. Sean Hampton. Do you know where I could find him?
I really don't know. I heard he'd been abducted and I...
Who could tell me then?
About the sad saint. I'll try asking Tom Watts about him.
Goodbye.
Are they stupid or something? I've never even been to India.
Good evening, Tom.
Good evening, sir. How are you tonight?
You remember me then?
Of course I do. You're that man who seemed so lost when he entered my bar a few nights ago.
Thank you for your hospitality. I'm Jonathan Reed, by the way.
I'm still Tom Watts. Welcome back, Doctor.
Sabrina seems very fond of you, Tom.
I like her too. I really do. I know I'm her boss, and I'm much older and all. But I like her, for sure.
What is bothering you, then?
Sabrina is an angry one. She wears it like a coat. I'm not sure I can make her shed that anger. It hurts to see her like that.
Tom, I need to find Sean Hampton as quickly as possible. I've been told you could help me.
I heard the sad saint was recovering at Pembroke Hospital. Did he leave or something?
I believe he returned to his flock. Can you confirm that?
Oh, I bet you're right. Sean can't help but worry about the poor and sick. Oh, I guess it has something to do with what happened.
Please, tell me.
Well, I don't like to gossip, but I heard that the sad saint was abandoned as a baby in front of a Catholic orphanage in Dublin. That would explain his faith and need to help everyone.
The important thing is I find him, quickly.
Why not try his night asylum? He takes care of those who need a meal or a roof there.
Where is it?
It's in an old warehouse, northwest of here. Just follow the bank to the west and go north when you reach the end of the pier.
Goodbye, Mr. Watts.
Times like these, a good drink's just as likely to cause a problem as to solve one.
Drink to the boy.
To see them wet
He
boot boys
cursed
get what's
all
coming
along,
to
he's
them.
just another lost orphan.
Evening, miss.
Well, I never. That's a first. Customers who make that much mess rarely come back.
I'm much more myself than when we first...
Welcome back to the Turquoise Turtle then, Doctor.
Excuse my curiosity, but...
Something bothering you?
Believe me, I never judge someone on their place of...
If that's true, you'd be one of the few not to make fun.
I'm sorry if...
Nosy.
Sabrina, tell me about your...
I love Tom. Not ashamed of it. Don't care if the customers joke about it neither.
Who's mocking you?
I mean, we're always together. People will talk, won't they?
Does Tom love you?
Yeah, but he's always reluctant to take it further. It's not because I'm younger, or because of the colour of my skin. He hates jokes about...
Miss Cavendish, would you be willing...
You better ask Tom, sir.
Why not answer?
We respect the privacy of our customers here.
Goodbye.
Are they stupid or something?
So few clients. With the epidemic, no one dares go outside.
Another disgusting ghoul did it, don't you think?
I don't think so. Wounds are clean.
The freaking vampire devil.
I can't say, but whatever did this is heavily avoided functions. We found this bloody art.
I cannot enter. Seems like the guard of Freeman is on Sean Hampton's trail too.
Killing's all you deserve. You're mine, Merlin! Get a taste of this!
О, блин. Диндон, мазафака.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this. I have this thirst for blood.
There's one of them vermin! Die! Want some of this? Don't like that, do ya? I hear he is.
Да блять, ты сука ёбана. Блять, ёбаный пидорас управление придумал, сука, и шаг ебучий. Как вы, блять, заебали, просто пизда. Блять, ёбаный долбоёб. Сука, конченый, блядь, перезарядить не может нихуя, блядь, рукожопый, блядь, ослина ёбаный нахуй.
This is despicable. I have this thirst for blood. This is despicable.
Блять. Чего вы друг на друга не завалитесь? Да ты охуел?
It's locked, all right. It's locked. I cannot enter.
Without the wet boots keeping things straight, these parts would be running completely amok.
It's locked, all right.
Been a while since we've seen any new faces round here.
It's locked.
От Сеймура, его любимой матери Стелле.
From Seymour to my beloved mother, Stella. What is this doing here? Who are these people? I have this thirst for blood.
a safe place right now, sir.
Потом к вам приду.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Why must it always be a good evening?
I was just being polite. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you some questions, if I may.
Don't like questions. Or doctors. And the name is Seymour Fishburne, if you must know.
What can you tell me about?
A shithole filled with maggots.
Are you thinking of...
Nope. Hate them all.
Is there no one who deserves...
Well, Tom from our local is somewhat of a decent.
What's your occupation?
I take care of my mum. That's what I do. She's the only good thing in my life. Even though...
You seem upset.
I lost the necklace I bought her. I'm a fucking idiot. A worthless
Sometimes it...
I just wanted to smile. No, I was thankful for her patience, appreciated like... God knows she deserves it.
Странно, что он потерял ожерелье, оно оказалось типа на трупе. Ну, разве что типа его украли.
I have retrieved the gift for your mother, sir.
Great. Give it here then and take this for your trouble.
I also found the corpses. The ones under which you left the necklace, Mr. Fishburne.
Ah, so that's where I left it. I can be a bit stupid sometimes.
Have you no remorse? You don't even deny your crimes.
I have many weaknesses, Dr. Reed, but lying about who I am ain't one of them.
You're not a mindless animal, Seymour. Surely you have something to say about these murders. Speak up and I will listen without judgment.
Could be right, Dr. Reed. Maybe it'll do some good to confide in a gentleman like you. You being educated and all.
Не понял, рассказ-то будет?
Tell me about your victims, Seymour. Who were they? Why them? Was there a link?
Why should there be? They just kept getting on my nerves at the worst times, that's all.
How many? How many victims?
It's not like I keep records. It happens.
You feel nothing, do you? No empathy for your victims at all?
You seem pretty calm yourself, don't you?
We're not talking about me.
All right. Well, our calm's the only thing we have in common then.
Did you take pleasure in killing them, Seymour? All those people, all those lives extinguished.
I take no pleasure from it. Just gives me peace.
This rage you feel.
I tried.
Don't you think you should seek help? Talk to someone you trust.
No. And don't dare speak about me to your colleagues either.
Why is your mother protecting you, Seymour?
I'm her son. She's the only one who knows me. Sometimes I think she knows me better than I know myself.
I understand you love her, but can't you see the...
Do you think my mum would have a better life if I were dead?
I understand your mother's situation. Obtaining justice at the price of betraying her own flesh. It's quite a dilemma.
It might be my mum's wish that I end up swinging from a hangman's noose. But she wouldn't want to be the one who ties a knot round my neck.
Any chance you can help?
The sad saint.
Actually...
Really?
Goodbye, Mr. Fick.
Feel it coming in my bones. The hatred. A wave of bitter death to drown and purge our city in wrath.
Какой-то маньяк. В принципе, будет неплохо, наверное, если я его сожру. Почему бы и нет?
Are you all right, sir? What are you doing in a place like this?
I'm not sure that's any of your business.
I hope you realize that staying here will put your life at great risk.
Ah! I'm not afraid of these guards of
I wasn't specifically referring to them, but...
They took my boy!
I see. But as I said, your life is at risk.
Well, this part of town used to be...
Милая мама, что бы ни случилось со мной, помни, что я тебя люблю. Я знаю, ты не всегда одобряла мои поступки, но меняться я не собираюсь. Я родился и вырос в этой части города, и мне не нравится то, что происходит с родными кварталом и со знакомыми людьми. Недавно я сделал важный выбор, и я решил начать борьбу с тиранией. Эти сатрапы точно будут мне мстить, но я готов ко всему. Благодаря тебе я всегда любил читать, и теперь, когда я собираюсь перейти к действиям, то могу лишь процитировать Этьена де ла Бойси. Они кажутся нам высокими лишь потому, что мы стоим на коленях. Мама, я больше не хочу стоять на коленях. Я собираюсь стать во весь рост, любой ценой. До свидания, любимая матушка Джек.
There is a name engraved under the blood on the back of the case. Jack Gillingham. Maybe I should return this watch to his family.
Так, значит, это и есть сопротивление. Понятно. Так, можно сначала этого, наверное, завалить.
This is Braille. I need someone who can read this.
Нечитабельный текст, написанный шрифтом Брайля, латиницей набран только название, средства от слепоты. Так, это можно слепой, значит. А, погоди, Таня слепа, это же глухая, ой, глухая, немая. Хотя, может, она... Да не, она просто немая. Но судя по тому, что разработчики тут на косипорили, то они вполне могли сделать шрифт Брайля для немой, а не для слепой. Лежать. Плюс. Ах, сука. Отлично. Проходик открыли. Сопротивление получили стражи Привина. Так, это мы куда вообще зашли-то? А, это все порт. А где, интересно, эта бабка? Так, вон она.
Good evening, madam. I'm Dr. Reed. Could I come in?
Why? What do you want?
I work at the Pembroke Hospital. I'm investigating the flu epidemic in this area.
Oh, the Spanish flu. Well, that's quite liberal of you, Doctor. But this is no time to be knocking at people's doors.
The disease takes away the good people too, madam. Why not let me in?
It's Mrs. Fishburne. Stella Fishburne. And yes, indeed. Why not let a doctor in?
Ем тебя, бабка, сейчас.
It's locked.
So you have questions about the flu, then?
Yes, among other things.
Forgive my rudeness at the door. It's just my son doesn't like strangers coming in the house.
How is life around here?
Life has always been hard in the East End.
Do you think the increase in violence...
Don't know, but it's most likely linked to the gangs if you ask.
Violence has always fed on poverty, don't you think?
And selfishness is their rotten fruit.
The orphan that regards you as a mother. Please tell me about him, Stella.
You mean Rufus? I wish I could do even more for...
But you're not.
Years may have passed, but I haven't forgotten how it feels to go through days with nothing but an empty stomach.
May I ask what you do for a living?
Since my husband died, I worked at the Dawson Rope factory.
Did your husband die in the war?
Oh no. My Jack was a docker. He died when my Seymour...
How do you pay the rent, then?
My Seymour works at the docks, just like his dad. He's very attached to the house he grew up in. It's not always easy, but we get by.
Your son's gone way beyond simply bullying people. He has a taste for blood, and you know it, don't you, Stella?
One night, he told me straight up, in his own words. It was several days after one of his... episodes.
Why did he confess?
No. I guess he wanted...
Did Seymour tell you everything that night?
More than I could stand. The words he used to describe his... hate, his rage, how he feels when he's done it.
Stella, I know you are ashamed.
I can't report my own son, can I?
Burden? How do you mean?
They'd hang him for sure. I won't say...
I'm convinced you raised Seymour the best you could.
If someone ever found the courage to speak to the police...
Tell me about these demons Seymour needs your help to fight.
Seymour used to be such a happy child. And he is still a helping son most of the time. But when he gets angry, he can...
All men and women are born innocent, Mrs. Fishburne.
Do you think he can be cured, Doctor?
Science has only just begun to investigate.
There ain't no hope, then. Somehow.
I'm trying...
You talking?
The very same, Miss Fishburne.
I'm sorry.
Goodbye, Miss... It's locked, all right.
Бабка прошаренная, все шкафы заперла. Ну как, все, не все, конечно. Тут уже, походу, кто-то ее залутал.
It's locked. Evening, Rufus.
Evening.
So long, Rufus. Evening.
Evening, Mr.
Do you need help?
A real doc...
A real doctor treats everyone.
I don't know what to say. Thank you.
So long, Rufus. Good evening, Mr.
Yeah.
Do you recall? I don't.
And is it you?
Goodbye, Mr. Fish. Good evening.
What?
Inebriation aside.
Yes.
Take this.
Hey, dog.
Goodbye.
Perhaps I should shut the turquoise for a time. In the meantime, the boys are waiting for our... well, food.
You again. What do you want?
Tell me about the man you killed, but...
One of us had been killed, so we had to retaliate.
There has to be...
No, really, one of us got killed, so...
Are you so heartless that you could...
Have you looked around recently? Do you...
Goodbye.
Foolish girl and her pre-principles. She's got no idea what she's dealing with.
Ну что ж, сохраняюсь и на сегодня заканчиваю. Можно прокачаться, конечно, еще. Гиллингем. А где она вообще? Так, здесь надо всех лечить опять. А, ну человечка я нашел. Да. Только там нужен 3-й уровень гипноза, типа, чтобы с ним поговорить. А чё, я себя ушел, не убедил, типа, его вернуться в Whitechapel? Так она там, наверное, обратилась в вампира уже. У меня ж диалог с ней закончился. Пипец. Ладно, это на следующем стриме.